Devils, much like their win against Jacksonville State, they know they have the size advantage. Now, how will that factor into things? Time will tell. Arkansas State lost their opener to Western Michigan on Monday night, 61-52. They led that game by 13 in the third quarter, let it slip away. We mentioned ASU. They took care of Jacksonville State 74-66 on their home floor. The Devils in their home white, Red Wolves in their road black uniforms. We're underway in a matinee on a Friday, and we thank you for tuning in here on ESPN+. Here is Ty Skinner, number 3 in white, with 30 points in the season opener. They immediately go to Nevaeh Parkinson, the transfer from UC Irvine, and ASU draws first blood.
I definitely can see ASU pushing it inside a lot this game.
There's Crislyn Rose, the sophomore out of the state of Texas. It is an aggressive, fast-paced offense for Arkansas State. They want to push it all game long. They're going to press all game long, too. A lot of fun to watch. They're trying to create havoc on both sides of the floor, and they're going to do things just like this. Shoot the three. It's a miss from the corner. Kennedy Basham pulls down the rebound, and here comes ASU. Kennedy Fauntleroy into the front court. Tried to kick it out to Brown, and right away an early turnover, as that is the name of the game. As we take a look at the head coach for Arkansas State, Destiny Rogers, in her 3rd year at the helm. It's her birthday today, and obviously we were talking to her before the game. We said, yeah, you want to win. That's the best gift you can get. What else do you want? She said, I just want to play better. Zyion Shannon to the mid-range, off back iron and in. So Shannon able to make it home.
That was a really good job for Shannon, just taking her time, really reading the defense and making the right read there.
ASU able to break that press. Fauntleroy is good from 15 feet. I'll tell you what, Kennedy Fauntleroy maybe didn't get the praise Lady MP. She loves this group. She has very deep, very talented roster. Now it's about meshing, finding that chemistry, and she talked to us about that during shoot-around. It's not easy with so many newcomers, but that's what this part of the season is for.
Yeah, it's not easy. It definitely takes time to be able to learn your teammates, learn how they play.
Nice ball movement. A drive on the baseline for Brown. Down low, it's blocked by Basham. Ahead of the pack, here comes Jalen Brown. The layup's good.
That's exactly what they're looking for Kennedy to do in the paint, and if they can get offense off that, that's also amazing for them.
Defense leading to offense. That is a team's best friend. Nice job by the Red Wolves to respond in kind as Rogers lays it up and in.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of offense off of defense today.
Breaking the press with a Hail Mary pass to Parkinson, who kisses it off the window. Yeah, folks, if you like points, this game is for you. The tempo is going to be frantic. You get the sense all game long.
I'm already tired watching.
Montu down low. They'll kick it down low. Yet again, Rogers trying to bang down low with Parkinson, and the foul is called. Winter Rogers at the free throw line. West Virginia before transferring here. Play for Arkansas State, and it's got to be a very interesting feeling, the family dynamic. You hear about being coached by your mom or your dad, but your older sister, how would you have responded to that? I know you're the older sister in your family. That's got to be an interesting dynamic.
It definitely is interesting. I feel like it would be fun, but at the same time, it might, and only people with sisters would understand. It would probably be a little bit frustrating because sisters just have that weird bond where you can fight with each other 1 minute and then like the next 30 seconds you're totally fine. So I'm sure they keep that under control with the team, but it's definitely interesting.
Got to try to separate work from your sisterhood as well, I suppose. A corner 3 is way off the mark. Long rebound will fall into the hands of Brown. So ASU kind of playing that same style as Arkansas State so far, and that was something we were interested in seeing. A couple of times we've seen Parkinson go to work, but mainly shooting from the outside so far.
Yeah, and I know I said ASU, or Arizona State probably was happy to get that timeout called early, but I know as a player, sometimes it is maybe a little intimidating to see a fresh new 5 coming in to do the same exact thing, pushing the ball up the court like the last group is doing.
Make or miss, they will press all game long. Speaking of pressing, how about Ty Skinner? She presses against the defense the entire game as well. A chance at a 3-point play for Skinner.
Yes, and this is exactly what you want to do to beat a press. It's honestly the easiest way. You just want to get down the floor and get to the basket.
Heavenly Greer enters the game for ASU, a reserve post player for the Devils at 6'3", originally from seniors. Skinner knocks home the free throw. 30 points is one thing, but to do it on 13 shots, that's all it took. That is about as efficient as you will ever find, and quite the way to start off a season for Ty Skinner.
It is. Ty told us that she wants a championship, and she definitely played like it on Monday.
How about the start for Crislyn Rose? A couple of nice shots, back-to-back consecutive possessions, in Arkansas State hanging tough here, and then they get a turnover on a poke back from behind by Zyion Shannon. Come the Red Wolves in transition. Here is Shannon, who just came up with that steal, pickpocketing Skinner. Here on a fadeaway, it's good, and the Red Wolves jump in front. Somebody who averaged 17 per night a year ago for ASU. We talked so much about Skinner, but certainly Brown can fill it up as well as she drives inside and is called for the travel.
Either kick it out or finish herself.
We've talked about pace already several times. You put a number on that. That's exactly what I asked Destiny Rogers in shoot-around, as there's another made two from the mid-range for the Red Wolves. 92 possessions is where they were at in their second scrimmage. That's about what they're trying to do night in and night out. That's great passing as Greer picks up the assist in the layup by Brown. That's how you beat the press.
That was the great job beating the press. A little shaky at half court, but Kennedy definitely got it out of there.
Off the back iron as Rose was in her bag, trying to stay hot, but she gets the offensive rebound off the back iron. Little over 4 minutes to go, opening quarter, and a tight one so far between Arkansas State out of the Sun Belt and Arizona State out of the Big 12. Shannon to Griffin, and it's Rose that'll pop a triple. No good off front iron. Rebound up for grabs. It's won ultimately by ASU's Fauntleroy. Drives coast to coast, wild left-handed layup, out of control, out of bounds, and it belongs to Arkansas State. Prove on against this up-tempo attack.
They're doing a great job defensively. One thing I've noticed that they might have to adjust later is they are collapsing a little bit when Arkansas State is driving to the basket, which we know since we talked to the coaches over at Arkansas State, that's what they're looking to do. They want that one more pass, so they might have to adjust and not.
We'll lay it up and in. Sorry to cut you off there, partner.
You're good.
The Devils able to break the press that time and get a point right back. Jab step drive inside, and a foul will be called on Arizona State. This is got to stay on your toes, right? Here's Morgan, 13 feet away. Thought about taking the jump shot. Instead, kicks it out to Bella Weary. Weary, a nice find. That's beautiful ball movement, but it was bobbled and lost. Fauntleroy will look over her shoulder at the baseball pass down floor. Fauntleroy to the basket. She's fouled, and a chance at a three-point play. A year at South Florida, last year at Daytona State, a JUCO power, and 15 points per game there. She comes from a family of athletes. Her dad, Fred, played for the University of Florida's football team, won the national championship in 1996, was drafted into the NFL in the 4th round, was a member of the Saints, as well as the Falcons and the St. Louis Rams. Press was on after a couple of made free throws. Tied at 17, just over 2.5 to go, quarter number 1. Here's Brown through contact and more free throws. Very long, very athletic, can score all over the floor for this Sun Devil team. And you know you're a good player when 9 points is a quiet night. And that's what it was for Brown on Monday in the opener. 2 from the line. ASU darts back out in front 19-17, although today I can't really say ASU. It's a battle of the ASUs on this Friday afternoon.
Who wins the title?
Right. Morgan, a little hesitation, drive and kick. Drive now by Weary to the cup. Can't get the layup to go, and a 6'7" Kennedy Basham clears the rebound.
I think that is a really good drive, but once you pull in 6'7" from the other side of the floor, it definitely would be good for that one more pass that they're looking for.
Corner 3 is nailed. Jaya Levette, the sophomore from San Gabriel, California. Morgan on the wing, she'll pop a 3. Right back at ya. Nice shot, Kyanna Morgan, the senior from Charlotte. Arkansas State in their shoot-around today. I know there's no defenders at a shoot-around, but they were unconscious from 3. And that's the other thing we noticed during their shoot-around. A very confident squad. Pretty shooting strokes as well, basically from the entire guard line.
Coming into another game after a disappointment just a few days ago.
Skinner knocks down a pair. High-scoring opening quarter. 2 on top by 4 points. Nearly poked free by Fauntleroy. A 3 from straight away, no good. And the rebounds collected by Levette. Behind the back on the handle. Nearly poked free. Skinner ends up with a loose ball. Arkansas State's, they're going to be road tested as Brown drives inside and kisses off the window for 2. Arkansas State, 6 of their first 8 on the road. That's the most since 2016-2017, as there is no time to rest. A 3 for Brown. And it leads to a turnover. Here's Rose. Morgan, step back against Skinner. It's Silky. Nice move by Kyanna Morgan. She's heating up. Starter for the Red Wolves, but offensively finding her rhythm here down the stretch of the first quarter. Basham, no good, right in front of the basket. Arkansas State with a chance to retake the lead in the quarter's final 30 seconds.
If Arkansas State can keep hitting these shots from the outside, they're definitely going to bring out ASU, which I assume is what they want, because they're going to start driving it in again and looking for those one more kicks or finishing it inside instead.
Got to be a strategy for the Red Wolves as well, try to take that size away from the Devils. Nice hands by Fauntleroy. Good bind off to Levette. Layup is good. Great play by Kennedy Fauntleroy. The Devils out of their 28, and how about 19 fast break points? Unbelievable first quarter offensively.
Definitely really good, and something to expect when you are going against a defense that is picking you up so early in the backcourt. Hopefully it's something they can sustain.
7 turnovers, though. That's the one downside to this fast tempo offense so far. It's going to be an offensive foul. You were holding your breath every single time she was embracing contact. That's the first time we've seen her take a charge. But she's so confident in that knee. As she pulls up from the mid-range, might have gotten bumped. It did not matter. And Skinner now with 7 points.
We would never know that she was out for 619 how many games?
14,000 hours.
You'd never know.
Kick to the corner and a 3-point shot, no good. Arkansas State now 2 of 8 from downtown, as it'll be Arizona State ball.
They pull-up jumper, because you don't know if they're going to continue to the basket or stop. And if it's sudden like that, it's hard to stop.
How about the start for Jalen Brown? She's already into double figures, 10 points on 4 of 5 from the floor. And Arizona State has their largest lead so far, 32-25, but I can't even finish the sentence before Leary responds with another 3. This pace, this tempo, this is so much different than the opener for Arizona State, where it was so choppy. Great find down low, Basham on the reverse.
That by Kennedy was really good. It's contrast to her other bucket, which she missed down low. She took a dribble, and that took her out of her rhythm and gave the defense a chance to recover. Another
turnover, another great pass from Fauntleroy. Brown got it to go and 1. Talked about the shooting percentages for Arkansas State during their shoot-around. Well, video game numbers right now for ASU. 15 of 20 from the floor. 75% for you non-math majors. And now a carry, and it'll go back to Arizona State again.
Yeah, they do look like they are locked in. They knew the game plan, and they are executing it so far.
Skinner with 7 so far. Brown leads the way with 13. Here's Levette. She'll drive and kick. Brown's feeling it. To the mid-range. Through a bit of contact. Got it to go yet again. Jalen Brown with 15.
You can tell Jalen's just so confident out there today.
Baseline drive underneath. Kick out straight away. Triple by Shannon. It's automatic, and she holds the 3. Every time ASU's had all the momentum, Arkansas State's been able to respond to the big 3. So far, keeping them within arm's distance.
They have, and that is something that I'm sure, because we were prepared, I'm sure they're prepared. It's not going to stop. No. Arkansas State knows their style of play, and they're going to continue to do that.
Arnesia, ASU, 26 fast break points.
I love it.
It's fun to watch.
I love it.
You know, it reminds you of the Phoenix Suns back in the day. Mike D'Antoni, Steve Nash.
I thought you were going to say it reminds me of you. That's so
well, we'll get to you a little later on. Don't worry. There's another 2-pointer there connected for Arkansas State. Fauntleroy back to Basham. She's fouled. And all the big numbers so far for Brown, but how about the play of Kennedy Fauntleroy? Basham will head to the free throw line. Transfer from Oregon, spent 2 years in Eugene. So excited to play back at home. Rather large portion of the family as well out here today. He goes 2 of 2 from the line and never really found a rhythm against Jacksonville State because of foul trouble, but simply with her height, she could be a weapon for this Sun Devil team. There's another big 3 for Brown. Second big triple, Arkansas State. 12 of their 27 shots so far have been from downtown. Leroy got fouled, and 2 free throws to come. Hard contact. I wonder if Natasha Adair knows they're shooting 77%. Coaches are never going to show emotion. But 77%. 7 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals in the opener, and she's already stacking the stat sheet yet again. 7 points now, 4 rebounds. Kick out to the corner. Little shake and bake. Drive inside. Griffin pumped. She was blocked, but a foul will be called. These two schools have met on the hardwood. First time was in Cancun back in 2013. This is where you come into play, Arnesia. You were playing in that game. You were in Cancun.
I was playing in that game.
It was a 69-66 win for Arizona State. You had a great career.
Okay, relax.
You had a great career
Thanks.
here in Tempe. You absolutely did. Second free throw is good.
Teams to bond, and there needs to be, because like you said, there's a lot of transfers happening. There's a lot of new players. Every year, teams look different.
Skinner, who had 30 on opening night. She's got 7 so far tonight. Gets through some contact. She's fouled on the drive, and Ty Skinner will shoot. Skinner 3 for 3 from the stripe.
Yeah, I definitely could see Ty taking that to heart if that's something her coach is looking for. She wants more assists. Ty is going to get her more assists. But, I mean, I don't want to take away from her 30 points. They needed that on Monday, and she delivered.
Mentality offensively for Skinner in the opener, especially early on, was getting her teammates involved. But when it got down to the third and fourth quarters, when her team needed points, that's when she stepped up. Another made shot there from Rose. 8 points now for Crislyn Rose, coming off a career-high 15 in the opener. She's someone who averaged only 3 points a game last year, so she certainly has stepped it up early on this season offensively. Loose ball rugby scrum for the loose ball. Moore ended up with it, but couldn't quite kick it out. Arkansas State with numbers. Here comes Morgan. Picked up the dribble, looking for someone to dish it out to. It'll find Rose. Now it's Montu to the basket. Right-hand layup is good. Nice move that time by Kennedy Montu.
I imagine Arkansas State is going to try to capitalize on being the same size as the other team right now.
Is it first to 80, first to 90? What do we got today? 47-41 the score right now. Levette can't knock it down. And Moore's called for the loose ball foul. With this Son of a women's basketball team overlooked in the preseason standings, trying to turn some heads in the Big 12 like the football team has so far this year. It's a foul out of the timeout.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I'm sure, I mean, the football team did set the stage for everybody else.
Bench points firmly in the side of Arkansas State, 18-5. Balanced scoring for the Red Wolves. Nobody yet in double figure. Rose knocks down a pair. She is now into double figure. They're 0 for their last 4, which is, well, as they've shot the first half, seems like an ice age. Down low, Heavenly Greer for 2. Nice find from Brown.
That was a great find. And I think it's really good just knowing that the teams are working on trying to get to know each other.
McAllister goes coast to coast. Nice move for Mimi.
Arkansas State is definitely not going to go away quietly.
Clean it up, make a statement today. Fiery head coach in Destiny Rogers. You can see her barking on the sideline, coaching up her squad. Former player herself. There's a tough shot that's made by Brown. Oh my goodness, the level of difficulty off the charts right there.
And sometimes it's difficult because you don't feel like you can get into a groove, but on the defensive side, or on both sides of the floor actually.
There's more in there for rebounding and her defense, but she's so thankful to get this opportunity. She actually texted Coach Adair after they won in the opener, texted her just, thank you for believing in me. And
yeah, that's like heartwarming.
It is, it is. It's one of those things, and when Coach was telling us about that in shoot-around, she was like, look, you put in the work.
Gave her teammates time to get back, and there was no options for her, which is why we got the travel.
Deflected pass, another turnover. It leads to a pick 6. Live ball turnovers is what Arkansas State feeds off of. That's what they crave. That's what they need. They get one right there to pull back to within 3 with a minute to go in the first half. Another turnover. That's now 3 in a row. They come in bunches. Shannon. A wing 3 for the tie. Missed it short. Offensive rebound and a foul on the ground against ASU. And the wheels kind of coming off for the Sun Devils. Griffin 74% from the line a year ago. Spent her freshman year in the ACC at Virginia. 2 of 2 from the line. Back to a 1-point game, I should say. Full court press is on. Brown will throw ahead. stolen away. There's 4 in a row, and a pick 6 gives Arkansas State the lead. Crislyn Rose read it like a book.
I wouldn't necessarily say that that was the wrong pass from Jalen, but when you're passing, it takes 2 people. So you make the pass, and you actually have to go get the ball. You can't wait for it to come to you.
Basham will stay heady on the offensive glass. Couldn't get it to go. Arkansas State can hold for the final shot if they want to. That goes against their core principles of pushing the pace, but it looks like they'll do it. So how about the Red Wolves in this first half, led for under 3 minutes? Chance here to push their lead to 3 or 4. Rose to the basket. It's good and 1. Crislyn Rose, how about a first half? 14, a chance to make it 15 at the line. 9-0 run over the last minute 33.
I could feel their bench getting hyped with all the turnovers, and now it's really coming out.
For their 3rd consecutive 2-0 start to a season. Start this 3rd quarter trailing by 4. They led the first half for nearly 16 minutes. Down low, Parkinson. Great ball movement and a trip to the line for Nevaeh Parkinson. Foul trouble was an issue for her in the opener as well.
The shot for Nevaeh was definitely set up. Fundamentally, the screen, the defense didn't move, and she was able to seal them on the outside, so she had an open shot.
Physical post player. It's about harboring that physicality and avoiding foul trouble. That's something she's obviously going to work on moving forward. It's been an issue through a game and a half. Move to the basket, around Brown, no good, and the rebound to Parkinson.
Great rebound. That was something I was a little worried about. I know we talked to Coach Adair about that today as well. If they were able to talk about adjusting with their aggressiveness, because, I mean, it's honestly harder to get people to be more aggressive. It's easier to have them pull back, so they don't want her to stop completely, but you definitely need to be more disciplined so that you're able to stay in the game longer.
Right on cue, Parkinson with been tight all the way through. Up out of the wing, crossover, drive inside, Rogers. It sat on the front of the iron, did not drop. Here comes Skinner in a foot race. To the basket for 2, no good. And the rebound falls into the arms momentarily of McAllister, but she could not secure it.
Lovett does a really good job of slowing down and getting everybody set up.
Throw it into the post for Basham. Turnaround 2 is good off the window. They work it into the big Kennedy Basham, and the 6'7" frame finishes. Quarter 3, right back at him. Little heavy, the roll won't go. Loose ball though, picked up by Brown. A couple of big hops off the iron, kind of discombobulated Basham and Parkinson. There's a step back 2, and it's a beauty for Bella Weary.
Really great shot. I'm surprised there was no foul.
Brown will hoist a 3. No good off the right side of the iron. Basham, the tallest player on the floor, pulls down the board. Goes up for 2. Can't get it to go, and out of the scrum, here comes Winter Rogers. Think back to that first quarter, Arnicia. It was aesthetically pleasing with the pace. Now it's just a little bit out of control. There's a big 3 from the wing. Shaunae Brown gives Arkansas State the lead.
I know you just mentioned it looks a little bit uncontrolled, and I would say that's because they're more tired than they were in the beginning. It's really easy to stay calm and stay in your groove when you can breathe, and then with all the running they're doing, it definitely plays a part going further into the game.
Parkinson down low. She stands at 6'3". Driving inside is Rose. Top 2 and around the rim and in. And Arkansas State's lead is up to 5. Sun Devils need to be careful here. Offensively, they've struggled now for a little while. A 7-0 run for Arkansas State. Brown to the tin. She got it. And a chance at a 3-point play.
She's up there. And like we said before, she just looks so confident. So I imagine they're going to lean on her more in this quarter.
Such a huge advantage for Arizona State. You have Jalen Brown, someone who averaged 17 a game a year ago. A travel there on the Red Wolves. Williams gives it away. It's the 12th turnover. Busy next weekend, Arnicia.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's right. Jai Levette out of the timeout, looking like a Corvette for 2.
Her cool and kind of facilitating the game for the rest of her team.
And a giveaway right back. Griffin shuffled the pivot feed. And it's carried into this 3rd quarter as well. Here's Skinner. 9 points, 2 of 6 from the floor today. Will make it 12. There's a triple. Wing three is good. Kyanna Morgan knocks the game back up at 65. And again, it's just counter punch after counter punch. A fighter's spirit from this Red Wolves squad. Parkinson, wide open as Basham down low. She gets it to go.
Great job by Arizona State. Livette actually started that by staying calm, getting the ball up to the open spot in the floor. And then Nevaeh stayed calm and waited for the defense to move so that they could see what was open.
The 10-3 run for Arizona State. Open three, Rogers. A little off the mark. Rebound volleyed into the air. Corralled by Brown. She leads everyone with 20. Last year scored 20-plus 11 times. This, of course, her first 20-plus game of the season. Livette finds Parkinson. Airmailed the pass. Here comes Weary. Coast to coast. Layup is good. And just another costly turnover for Arizona State. That's their 16th of the game. And they've led to 18 points for Arkansas State. Livette, step back long, two, rims out. Rebound fought for. Basham got it. Swing out. Top of the key to Skinner, and she'll settle things down. Intensity starting to pick up a bit. The pace has been there all game long. Here's Skinner. Picked off again. Back-to-back steals. Weary does it again, and the Red Wolves lead it by 2.
This is where we're seeing Arkansas State's endurance come into play. So like they were telling us, they run 5 to 6 miles every day in practice, just preparing to be able to play at this pace for 40 minutes. It's really hard to play against, especially if you don't practice that.
You mentioned those 5 to 6 miles. That's with a basketball. It's not just pure conditioning. They are still running with the ball in their hands.
And bless Coach Rogers for that, because running without a ball is so different than running with the ball in your hands.
It's a huge difference. And how about Bella Weary off the bench for Arkansas State? 10 points. 2 steals as well to go along with 4 rebounds. She's kind of been all over the place in terms of her play. And a big reason why Arkansas State has the lead right back, or I should say had the lead right back. Skinner knocks us up yet again. Red Wolves to a corner three for Brown. It's good.
They are loving that over there on that bench. Arkansas State is pressuring them a little bit more, and it's making it really easy for these passes and also getting the defensive rebound.
Livette tried to answer, she could not. An offensive rebound for Moore wouldn't go, and it's an empty trip for Arizona State. That's 6 seconds, the difference between shot clock and game clock. Red Wolves led this game by 4 at the break. Lowest possession we'll see from Arkansas State basically all game long. Rose to the tin, putting on the speed and finishing. 5-point Arkansas State lead. Skinner tries to respond. Went into contact, no foul. It does it for the third quarter. And how about the resolve for the Red Wolves of Arkansas State? And pull off an upset against a Big 12 squad. We told you in the open, or at halftime I should say, the Big 12 so far this year, 23-1. The best record of any conference so far. Sun Devils trying to hold up their end of the bargain. And it's all going to start on the defensive end of the floor, seems like, here in the fourth.
Definitely is. If it's going to happen, they definitely need to start it right now.
How about Crislyn Rose and her emergence on the spotlight so far this season? Nearly another steal. Livette. Fauntleroy will break the press. Wide open down low is Basham, and she rams it up and in for 2 in the second half so far, like we did early on in this game.
That's because they were able to pass it and find their people down the floor. Passing so much faster than dribbling.
Fauntleroy with a scoop and score. Kennedy Fauntleroy, if she can get things going, that would be huge. 8 points now on her night, along with 5 assists and 4 rebounds. The Devils back to within 4. So we've played 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Rose. She's been the cash cow for the Red Wolves. Drives inside. Nice dish out to the wing. Have clutched on it and knocks it down regardless. Zyion Shannon, a big 3. And Arkansas State nearly with their largest lead of the night. This is right about the time ASU turned it on in the opener, and it was because of that player right there, Ty Skinner. Couldn't knock down the open three this time. And into the front court comes Rose yet again. Handled, kick out, Griffin, three, it's good! And it's a 10-point lead for the Red Wolves of Arkansas. Control of this second half.
I agree, and we talked about it before, but just having fresh bodies to come in and keep staying aggressive is definitely starting to take a toll, I feel.
Fauntleroy across midcourt. Parkinson's back in there despite the foul trouble. She had it jarred free. Another turnover. 18 of them now on ASU. Off to the wing. Darting inside. Morgan. The floater is good. Pretty shot for Kyanna Morgan. 10 points now for her, and it's Red Wolves by a dozen. ASU needs a bucket in the worst of ways. Who will they go to in this moment? You would think Ty Skinner.
I might say Jalen Brown.
Levette to the basket. Left-hand layup, it's good. So they needed a bucket. They go to Levette, and the sophomore gets it done to push it back to 10.
I love that as well.
Here's Rose. Career high 22. Gives off Griffin. No good off the back iron. Levette's there with another big play. Into the front court. Eyes up. Finds Skinner. Layup. Good. And here come the Devils. They've got it back down to single digits. 4 straight points. And that was all set up by Levette. Rebound. And pushing it ahead in transition.
Great find by Levette, but I also want to give credit to Ty for just sprinting down the floor and being there at the right time.
Rose defended by Skinner to the basket. Floater, got the roll. A career night keeps growing. 24 for Crislyn Rose, especially with Rose off the floor. 24 points, 10 of 13 from the floor. Brown inside, left it on the front iron. Rebounds picked up by Montu. Skinner with hounding man-to-man defense, but a nice job by Mimi McAllister to handle it. We near 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. McAllister drives, kicks, corner pocket three. It's good! And it is clutch for Zyion Shannon. Throw it ahead to Brown. Down low, Parkinson. Pump fake for 2. And the Devils get one right back.
Coach Rogers is definitely happy with her team being able to get up there. I know she has that standard for them.
54% from the floor. There was a miss on the layup, and here comes Fauntleroy into the front court. Shake and bake. Drive inside. Layup good for Kennedy Fauntleroy.
Arizona State has done a good job these last couple times down the floor of being able to look up and move down the floor after having the defense so far up down in the backcourt.
Fauntleroy was fouled after yet another turnover. Great at the line so far this afternoon. 15 of 16 as a team. Fauntleroy has that only miss, though. She's 2 for 3 and misses on the defensive end. 22 to shoot. McAllister will lob to the free throw line. Rogers, a kick out, another big 3. High arcing, it's an air ball. Parkinson with a rebound. Here comes Skinner, sprinting into the front court. She's so shifty, she's so dangerous with the basketball. Will they try to work it to Parkinson? She's got the size advantage. Brown, here she is. She's doubled. Parkinson, up and under. It's good for 2. And ASU's back to within 6. To inbound this thing side out. 4:35 to play. Rose is back into the game as well. So that run came as soon as she exited. Rose. Dangerous pass on the baseline. Somehow was able to swivel it through. Here's Weary to the basket. Fouled and nearly had a chance at a 3-point play. That's kind of been the story all afternoon for ASU defensively.
Yeah.
Big free throws here for Weary, the junior out of Jacksonville. Knocks down the first one with ease. Nearly 16 minutes of the opening half. Second half, though, it's been a different story. Second free throw's no good. They split a pair at the line, and the lead is 7 for Fauntleroy and the Devils.
I'm going to credit that miss to the curtain of distraction.
You love that thing. Parkinson for 2 on a turnaround. And Parkinson now with 14. It's a 5-point game with 4 minutes to go. Rose, a kick out. Weary's three. No good off back iron. Physical rebound. Here comes Levette. Transition fine. Brown's layup is good.
Jalen knew she wanted that ball. I saw her start sprinting immediately, and Levette saw her.
50% of the points for ASU today have been fast break points. Unreal. Rose is fouled. She'll get free throws. Guy Levette chatting with her head coach. She's been extremely valuable in this fourth quarter. Second one's good. So plenty of time in the shot clock for Arizona State. They throw it down low. Parkinson. She's been great in the fourth. She's swarmed by Red Wolves and couldn't get it to go this time. Griffin pulled down the rebound, and here comes Weary. This is where quick pace, quick tempo can sometimes come back to haunt you. You're up 4, 3 minutes to go, but it's not in their DNA to take their time. So now they work here, and Rose is fouled by Skinner. Weary will throw it in. Griffin back to Rose. A three off the screen, it's automatic. That was a deadly pull-up, 28 for Rose.
It kind of felt like a dagger, but there's still time left.
Thrown ahead, Parkinson able to respond. It's another quick bucket for ASU. There's no such thing as a dagger in this game. There's so much time left with the pace. Parkinson's been huge in the fourth quarter for Arizona State. 8 points in the fourth alone. It's going to take 100 points to win this game, you get the sense. Rose, mid-range J. No good this time. A rare empty trip. Brown gets the rebound. ASU could cut the deficit to 2. Fauntleroy got it in, the foul. Kennedy Fauntleroy, head down in traffic, finished through the contact. Fauntleroy with 13, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. He's been a versatile player. Missed the free throw. Skinner got the offensive board. The smallest player on the floor comes up with one of the biggest rebounds of the day. Extra possession for ASU. They could tie it with a 3. A whistle will be called, or a foul rather will be called. On Arkansas State, it goes against Morgan. You see that stat, ASU just 2 for 12 from 3. If they could find their third triple of the day, they'd tie the game. Parkinson on the block. Such a strong post player. Got it to go. The fourth quarter has been Nevaeh Parkinson time today. 1 point game with 90 seconds to go. Rose. Driving inside, Griffin to the basket. Wild layup won't go, and ASU could take the lead right here. Their last lead came at the 3:27 mark of the third quarter. And it's Ty Skinner coming off a career-high 30 with the ball at the top of the key. Skinner angles over to the wing, 13 to shoot. Parkinson calling for it on the high post. They can't find her, and now it's Brown. She's got 22 to lead the way. Brown driving, scooping, scoring. ASU leads with under a minute to go. And they seal the deal on their home floor and move to 2-0 for the third straight year. They inbound to Crislyn Rose, I should say. Rose to the basket, kick out to the corner. Brown will drive baseline. Good defense for ASU out of this timeout. Here's Weary, off to Rose, driving, scoring inside and one. Crislyn Rose has done it time after time after time. She's got a 30-piece.
And you know what? What's so awesome about that is I love a play that's drawn up, but it looks like they were just running a 5-out and they were just driving and moving, kicking the ball and playing with each other until someone had it open.
Had a season-high 15 in the opener. She's got 30 today. And a chance to push it back to a 2-point lead. She doesn't. And Arizona State will take a timeout to advance the basket. And it has been a good one. They inbound to Skinner, right back to Brown. She's got 24, misses the layup. Rebound loose down low. It will be reviewed. And it was signaled to be Arkansas State basketball. Every 10th counts in a game like this. Brown will inbound this. Finds Parkinson. There's one-on-one coverage. Nearly threw it away, but luckily for ASU, Fauntleroy's there to pick it up. 15 to shoot. Fauntleroy dancing inside. Layup is blocked away. She gets the loose ball back. Fauntleroy tiptoes baseline. Kick out to Brown. 5 to shoot. Skinner lost it. Fauntleroy gets it back. A deep 2 is no good off the iron. The rebound to the Red Wolves. ASU needs to foul. Rose dribbling free. Still no foul. And finally, with 2 seconds left, Crislyn Rose will shoot free throws. Comes up with their biggest moment. And now it's Rose. Trying to push this thing to a 2-possession game. She knocks down the first. There's 31. This is the big one, though, to try to push it to a 4-point game. ASU still has 1 timeout left. They can advance the ball. The second is good. And it's Arkansas State by 4. ASU obviously has to work very quickly. Skinner will hoist a 3. In and out, no good, and that does it. How about the Red Wolves?